Morning. I just want to introduce today that I'm have FG. I recognized or connected with FG back several years ago on Reddit, and now I'm on his overly popular Discord. And he is a Division I athlete at the University of Miami, and played over internationally as well. And now we are excited to have him today for us talking about some basketball shoes. Hey, welcome, FG.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, so why don't we get started? Why don't you just tell me a little bit about your playing history and what's it like playing at Division I at the University of Miami, if you could?
Absolutely. So I grew up in Bucharest, Romania, and that's where I played basketball. I started playing just about middle school, then I played through high school. It's a bit different there. You have club teams, not necessarily high school teams. So you play for a club, and that's connected to a senior team. So I played for a club team all throughout high school. We won a couple championships there, had a really good time, and eventually made it my way to the University of Miami, where I've been playing for 4 years now. I'm a senior. Walked on the team my freshman year, and it's absolutely great. It's been an amazing experience playing with high-level D1 prospects that will make the NBA, connecting with amazing coaching staff, learning from them, learning the game, having access to amazing facilities that you can train in every day and continue perfecting your craft. Of course, the games are extremely intense. When we're in season, we have about 2-3 games a week. So it's just an overall amazing experience.
Yeah, again, appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, out of all these games and everything like that. So here, I just want to start off with talking about some basketball shoes today with you. And here's a simple one. I'm just kind of curious, as a Division I athlete, when was the last time you actually bought a pair of basketball shoes yourself?
I can't remember.
I was going to say it has to be probably back at high school.
Back in high school.
Yeah, I was going to say. So
I think the last pair I bought was, I think in 2018, some Russell Westbrook Jordan edition that he came out with. I can't remember the exact model, but they were one of my favorite shoes.
Really?
Super light. If I find them, I'll send them to you.
Okay, yeah. So you have to send me a picture of that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I haven't bought shoes in a while. They just supply us with anything we want in terms of gear, shoes, socks, tights, whatever we need. They supply us with all of that stuff.
So that's what I was gonna get into. So what kind of, as a Division I athlete, basketball shoes, how do you go about picking the basketball shoes that you want? Does the school have a selection, or how does that work for you?
So we're sponsored by Adidas as a school. So we only get Adidas gear, Adidas shoes, Adidas t-shirts and stuff like that. And I think they have a catalog every season of about 20 pairs that they give us. Occasionally they give us like 2-3 pairs every other week at the start of the season.
Uh-huh.
And I try every single shoe they give us. I kind of know which ones I'm going to like before I even wear them. And the process for me is picking a shoe that I like, that fits me well, that's light. I prefer low tops mostly, but I play with high tops sometimes as well. And then it's just breaking the shoe in. I'm not the type of guy who wears new shoes every practice or every game. I know some guys do that.
Okay.
But I like picking one shoe, breaking it in, wearing it for a couple weeks, a few months maybe, until it gets kind of ruined, and then I change it. I get a new one, and when I get a new one, it's either the same model as the last one or a new model that I happen to like.
So what's the first thing that you look at besides being possibly low top? Do you look at like the weight, or like how well it grips the court, or what are you looking at personally?
Yeah, I look at the weight. So that's one big thing. One is the weight. The second is the cushioning as well. So I like shoes with a lot of cushioning inside. I recently wore some Harden Volume 6s, I think.
Okay.
And they had good cushioning in the heel area. So I like those shoes a lot. As well as the Trae Young 2.0s.
Uh-huh.
We got them. and those are super light, super light. It
Oh,
feels like you got a sock on.
oh, nice.
So weight is a big factor for me. In terms of grip, all of them have grip. Yeah, especially since we're always playing indoor. I'm not worried about grip.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you go about, and how do you go about breaking in your basketball shoes? Do you just play them as much as possible, or do you have any other special things?
Playing them as much as possible. I also wear them to the weight room as well.
Uh-huh.
So we lift quite often. So whenever there's a weightlifting session and it's a new show, I'll wear it to break it in, walk on it, and of course playing in it during practice, during individual workouts.
How often do you reorder a new shoe, or how long does your shoes last? Playing at a Division I level for you normally, when do you feel like you need to replace your shoes?
Yeah, it varies. I recently got rid of some old Hardens I had, and I had those for about 2-3 months maybe.
Okay.
So I'd say about 2-3 months. Yeah.
Usually 2 or 3 months, and then it's on to the next pair.
Then it's on to the next pair. I might have two pairs that I interchange
Okay.
at one time, so then it takes a bit longer. But it's about 2 or 3 months for each shoe. Yeah.
And how do you go about? You just tell a manager, or do you tell your coach how to reorder, or do you have access to all that all the time, or how's that work for you?
Yeah, we have somebody who's in charge of the equipment and the gear. So I just go to him and I ask him if I can get a new pair of shoes. They have a little closet where they have hundreds of boxes
Oh, wow.
of shoes, and they just pick one out of there.
Gotcha. That's sweet.
Sweet, yeah.
And so you said your team's actually Adidas sponsor, is that right?
Adidas sponsor, yeah.
So what happens if you want, or if a teammate wants Nike or Under Armour? What do they do, or do they have to wear Adidas since they are under that sponsorship?
You must wear Adidas, yeah.
Okay. So
just funny story. First practice I ever came to, I came with Nike shoes, some KDs I used to wear, and they immediately told me, they immediately brought me a new pair, because I mean they have some sponsors coming into practice, and if they see you with other brand shoes, they'll tell you like, "What are you doing?"
Right. So every time you step on the court, probably even in the weight room, representing University of Miami, you have to be in Adidas apparel, huh? Or gear. Makes sense. So how does that change with the NIL these days? So if a kid is sponsored by NIL with Adidas or different things like that, how does that affect them, or how does that work contractual wise, or do you know sponsor wise how that works?
So in terms of NIL, as much as I know, because I can't do it, I'm international.
Okay.
But from what I've heard, from what I've know from my teammates, any NIL deal that's done, basically the university name is out of the deal. You're not affiliated with the university. It's just the player and the name of the player himself. So say if one of my teammates wants to do an advertisement for a company, they can't wear any U Miami logos, for example.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
That's the rule. Yeah.
So then, taking University of Miami out of it, then that clears them from other brands and different things like that, and they are able to at least put it on there, put a video out there, or different things like that. That makes sense, and it's strictly just using their name as that. So,
Exactly.
what other accessories do you wear with your shoe, or that you're doing? Do you buy inserts and put in any inserts, or do you buy any other special things for your shoes that you're doing, or are you also? I'm sure that every Division I athlete is being taped every day. Do you get ankle taped, and then do you do anything else for the shoe, or is it literally just one pair of socks and one pair of shoes and you're good?
Yeah, I'm one of the few guys who has nothing. I don't wear any accessories. I don't get taped. I don't wear sleeves. I don't wear tights.
Okay.
Most of the times I don't wear tights. I might wear an undershirt.
Uh-huh.
That's it. I just grew up playing like that, and I just find it more comfortable. I know a lot of guys get taped.
Mm-hmm.
I usually get taped after an ankle sprain,
Okay.
but I don't like it. It bulks up my feet, prevents ankle mobility too.
Yeah.
But I do have shoe soles. I think shoe soles are important. I like, the inserts.
Mm-hmm.
So our team doctor, athletic trainer, he makes sure we all get inserts for our shoes, because foot health is really important.
Yeah.
For basketball players.
So is that just an extra cushion, or is that specifically designed for your foot, or how does it work, or is it a specific brand? Are you able to mention or share?
It's just cushion, a general cushion that you can buy from the store. Yeah, nothing special.
And you just throw that in your shoe, cut it to size, or does it come fitted for your shoe?
Cut it to size sometimes. Yes, cut it to size.
Yeah, and then put it in, and then you're off to it. Do you feel like are there shoes that are that you've worn specifically recently that have so much cushion that you don't feel like those are needed, or are you always putting those in, even if the shoes are the most cushioned?
So with my Trae Young 2.0s, the ones I'm wearing right now, I don't have any inserts inside. They're just super comfortable, so I'm just wearing them like that.
Okay.
And I have 2 pairs of those, so I interchange them. So these are going to be my shoes for the next 2 or 3 months, and I don't have any inserts for those.
Nice. And what's that again? What is that exactly? The
Trae Young 2.0s.
2.0s. Okay, cool.
I'll send you a photo of those too.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So, what do you remember what you wore last year? What was your favorite shoe that you wore last basketball season? Did you ever come down to one and say, this is the one that I really like? And if so, what was like the biggest characteristic that stood out that you really liked about them?
There was one. Let me make sure I'm getting the number. It was the Damian Lillards, some high tops. I think they were the 6s. I'm not sure the exact number. I'll try to find it.
No, yeah.
But Damian Lillard shoes, super comfortable. We get a lot of Damian Lillard shoes, and they're amazing. Really comfortable, light. I remember those were high tops as well. And they were light. I'm a shooter, so I just run off screens. I run a lot during practice, during games. So I like a light shoe that I can run in. That's why I tend to stay away from high tops, because they're a bit heavier in general. Low tops are more, track shoes, so you can run faster in them, and they're lighter. But these high tops were amazing. So the Damian Lillard ones. I'll send a photo of them to you when I get a chance.
Awesome. So the best shoes that I'm hearing you say are the lightest and the most cushioned, that don't even need the inserts, are the ones that you kind of fall in love with and really kind of like and enjoy, huh?
Yeah. I know a lot of players need inserts because they're flat-footed. I've heard that term used quite a lot. So for players that actually need inserts, because they're flat-footed, and the shoe isn't gonna provide that kind of support
that they need.
But for general players that don't wear inserts, these are great options.
Yeah. So how do you prevent an ankle sprain in basketball, which is probably the number one most common injury in basketball, is the ankle sprain with a shoe? How do you support or find or look for a shoe that is going to give you the ankle support that you need, or do you have any other things, or do you do just preventative stuff, or what would you talk about how to prevent ankle sprains?
Yeah, so with ankle sprains, there's the whole debate about what shoes you should wear. In my opinion, in my experience, the only times I've had ankle sprains were the high top shoes. So even high top shoes that you would think prevent ankle sprains don't actually prevent, because the weight of your body isn't going to be stopped by a little bit of cushion. I know a lot of guys get taped to prevent ankle sprains. I don't get taped, as I mentioned before. The main thing that I do and a lot of players do is strengthen the ankle, strengthen the calf, strengthen the feet muscles a lot. So a lot of exercise before and after practice in order to strengthen your feet, so that when you do get an ankle sprain, it's not as serious and you recover faster. In terms of preventing ankle sprains, you guys can wear ankle braces. I prefer not to, just because it's less comfortable. But yeah, preventing injuries like that in basketball is kind of hard because they are going to happen. But taking measures to strengthen the feet, strengthen the ankles is the most important part in my opinion.
Yeah, For sure, for sure. Why do you think you prefer the low tops? Is just a weight issue, or is it just kind of a feel issue, or just kind of a personal preference? And would you recommend other athletes, especially like youth, to wear the low top, or do you kind of find out what's most comfortable for you, or what's your thoughts on that debate of the low high top conversation of all that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't have a perfect answer to you. I don't know what to say, but I grew up playing with high tops.
Okay.
It's because my dad was really, you can't get ankle sprains. He actually stopped playing basketball because of a bad ankle injury.
Okay.
So he told me, only wear high tops, never wear low tops. So I grew up playing with high tops all the time. And I was really a fan of high tops. But coming to college and seeing all these guys playing with low tops, I decided to try them out. And I like them. I'm not like do or die high tops or low tops. I just wear whatever is more comfortable for me. I've heard low tops, just because they provide less support, are able to strengthen the leg more. So you get more movement, more mobility of the ankle during the games. So your ankles and your feet get stronger. That's one theory I've heard. I don't know. You probably know much more about this than I do. So if you like, tell me if you know anything about the difference.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's kind of a preference thing, is what I feel like as well. I was also a no tape a guy that I really felt like you wanted to get that mobility. I always kind of felt like you wanted to feel the court. I always wanted to feel the court, kind of, so to speak. So I kind of went with like even a thinner shoe, or a thinner sole, just to kind of get that feel for that court on my feet. But the ankle strengthening and preventative, I think, is the biggest key. But you know what? There's some athletes that are just kind of prone to some of this stuff as well, with either just their feet, their ankles, and different things like that. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this or whatnot. I think it's a preference and kind of comes down to it or whatnot. So yeah, I appreciate it. So. So what do you think?
What's your preference on low or high tops? What did you used to play with?
I used to play with high tops personally, but I'm kind of and to this day, I'm probably like more of a mid. I kind of like the lower, but not some of these shoes are getting so low these days
So
that
low, yeah.
it's almost like they're almost like running shoes in some ways, where I don't feel that comfortable with them, but I would kind of do a mid. But even the high tops and today's shoes aren't as big as what they used to be. So it's kind of different, and just it's interesting how the trends continue to go towards basketball and different things like that. So for sure.
Those Trae Young 2.0s are extremely low. They're like
Yeah.
the stock, literally. I'm sending photos. I don't know. I like them. I play with them, but yeah, they're if you want to get an ankle injury, wear those.
No, I get it. I totally understand. So, but it comes down to preference and like you said, what you feel good about and doing or whatnot. So, I don't. What are most of your big men? What are they playing in these days? Most of them, like your bigs on University of Miami. What are they playing?
Yeah, our bigs are. I can't tell you for sure, but
No worries.
yeah, they vary, low, high.
Hi.
They don't have those.
It's all probably down to preference and what they feel most comfortable with, and they're doing.
And a lot of these guys change shoes every game, you know.
Do that.
Yeah, so sometimes they play with high tops, sometimes with low tops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about changing? You want a shoe that you can break in versus not wearing a brand new shoe every single game or practice.
No, I can't do brand new shoes. I know some guys on my team can do brand new shoes, never breaking them in, going straight into a game with them. But I can't do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably a mental thing. But I just much rather prefer breaking them in a couple practices before and then playing with them.
Yeah. I never was a brand new shoe guy either. I felt like I needed to break them in and get used to them, or even decide, if this is the right one for me or not. and kind of keep trading in and out and different things. So I'm right there with you on that for sure.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, maybe the next pair you don't break in and you drop 20, you may start a new tradition or whatnot, or a new
Maybe,
thing. So
maybe, who knows? Maybe.
so, but no, man, I appreciate your time. I think this is very good, and maybe we can do this again. And actually, I want to throw out this: is there anything else that you feel like I haven't asked, or that you want to share about shoes or ankle support, or anything that you can think of off the top of your head that wasn't mentioned that you want to throw out there?
What's your experience with guys with ankle sprains in your history of playing basketball, or some things? I mean, we all have ankle sprains. I assume you had some too in your career.
Yeah.
What are some things you think helped you in your rehab and your recovery? Because I've heard a lot of guys asking about questions like that on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If
So
you have any advice for these guys.
one of the things that is early and fast treatment, I think is a huge key. One of the small things that I that we did when I played professionally, we would get like a blood massage, so it would just increase blood flow to the injury, and we would do that, at least once, maybe twice a day on that, getting the therapy that you needed early and often. And then, a lot of these kids, feel like, they can't, they want to, be on crutches or not be able to walk on it. But honestly, if it's not broken, the best thing you can do is start kind of doing as much mobility as you can with it, and trying to get it moving. You want to go through your healing period, but then it's also just trying to get it moving again. But then also the preventative stuff of just doing the extra exercises, doing the extra work, extra reps to strengthen that ankle, and to keep that from not being re-injured or whatnot. And then it's kind of a mental thing, getting over it. How do I get over it after I've done it? Once or twice is a huge part as well. So
Absolutely.
for
Yeah, I
sure.
completely agree with the blood flow thing. A lot of kids are talking about icing the injury, and I understand if it's really, really painful, but at the same time, I'd rather you push through that pain a little bit.
Exactly.
Promote some blood flow in the area, and that's going to speed up the healing process in general.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, but anything else that you can think of off the topic that you want to throw out there or mention or say?
That's about it for me.
Okay, no
Yeah.
worries.
But yeah, I'm looking for. We can do this again anytime.
I appreciate it. One other thing I was thinking of too, maybe down the road, is if you could throw out, or if you know of any other people that I could possibly interview or could talk to or whatever. I kind of would like to try to start to do this a little bit more myself or whatnot. So if you could put me in contact with the Commander twins, that'd be great too.
Okay.
FG or whatnot. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if you have you had connections.
I see them around the facility. We talk, we interact sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah. If you could, if you have any ideas or any suggestions, throw out some names or whatever. I'd be very interested in talking with
Absolutely
any other people. But I would love to, if I could talk with the Vander twins. Commander twins. I saw them the other day. They were sponsored by, I think, Under Armour or whatnot. So is the girls' sponsorship completely different, or is the girls still under Adidas as well?
I don't know. I think the whole school is under Adidas, but I don't know if they have any individual sponsorships that they do.
And I think I saw a video or whatever. So, but they're just a little popular on Instagram and TikTok or whatnot. So,
just
real fast shout out. Where can we follow you or check out some of your stuff as well that you got going on?
Yeah. So my Instagram is philipg.hoops. FILIPG.hoops. So follow me there. TikTok is Philip.Gkogkos. That's just my full name. So my YouTube is the same. I post videos there, training videos you can use for your workouts, ball handling, shooting, and any advice anybody needs, just DM me. The Discord community is always active. So you can find the Discord link on all my socials. If you go to the bio, just click on the Discord link and come in, introduce yourself, and I'm all about basketball, so anything you guys need, ask me. I'm happy to help.
I want to definitely echo that. FG is always available. His Discord is very active. It has a ton of people on there, and he's always on there. I swear, I think he's doing that on the end of the bench sometimes at games or whatnot. I feel like he's always on there. I'm thinking, man, he just played the University of Syracuse or North Carolina or whatnot. How in the world does he have time to reach out to these kids and help? But he's always out there, and I really
Yeah,
appreciate that, FG, and I appreciate the time.
of course. Thank you for having me, and great conversation.
Hey, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Of course, you too.